Hey everybody, we are starting another week, lesson 10, and it will be on just see here, personal financial management. So managing your finances, your money. So just on our review page, overview of the lesson in the week, here are the objectives, the outcomes that we'll have. Learning more about sound financial judgment management. So that means like good management of your money. Track your expenses, and that's going to help you come up with a budget and knowing how much you can spend in each area. And then finally you have your skill that you'll practice, and it's skimming and scanning. So that's when you read over a text or a book, you just learn how to kind of skim through it, look through it quickly, but enough to gather the information. I'm make sure you're not blocking that quote, because here's a quote that I love. By Heber J. Grant, and I wrote about it in my note from Sister Colin. If there is any one thing that will bring peace and contentment into the human heart, so one thing that will bring peace to my heart and feeling content, and into my family, it's to live within our means, living by spending only less than what we make and with what we can afford. If there's one thing that is grinding and discouraging and disheartening, so very discouraging, it's to have debts and obligations that one cannot meet. Sometimes it can get so overwhelming, and that can bring such discouragement into your life. And so I think that's a very profound and true statement. So I hope no matter what your situation is, if you feel like you're good at budgeting or you struggle and have a lot of debt, I think why not start today and continue to manage your money well, or work hard to get better at managing your money. Maybe you're just okay. I feel like that's where I'm always feeling like I could do a little better. And so this is a wonderful week to really reflect on that. Your application activity, I would suggest doing this early in the week, because it asks you to pick, let's go through, spend 3 straight days recording how you're spending your money. I've had some students say, well, I didn't spend anything in those 3 days. If that's the case, maybe your payday, the day you got paid was a long time ago, so you don't have any more to spend right now. Then go back to the last time that you did spend, the last 3 straight days that you did spend money, and record what you spent it on. As you'll see here, you're going to click on this, and it will download a spreadsheet for you onto your computer. You should have Microsoft Excel because of the Office program you all got. If you don't, let me know, and we'll make sure that you can get that onto your computer. We've done it with tracking our time before. And you're going to record how you spend your money in each of the categories. And it even says here, you'll probably not spend money in each of the categories during the next 3 days, and that's okay. Just enter 0 if that's the case. And so let me just show you quickly. It just downloaded. Let's see if it'll open up for me. And I'll move it into your window. And you'll see here, I'm going to keep track. Maybe I'm going to do it for a Monday, a Tuesday, and a Wednesday. And record how much I saved, how much I spent in tuition. Maybe, and like we said, maybe you didn't pay tuition for those 3 days, so it's 0. Or food. How much, that means including eating out at restaurants or fast food places and spending out on groceries. In my husband's case, he goes to the gas station a lot. Housing. Did you pay rent? If not, 0. Maybe you didn't for that day. Maybe as I look through all of this, like I said, I didn't spend any money. And so I'm going to go back maybe a week ago when I had first gotten paid. I'm going to track. I first paid off and paid my rent maybe, and I'm going to type in how much that was. Gas, how much am I spending to fill up my car, or if I have car insurance. And maybe you don't pay it during those 3 days, and that's okay, just put a 0. So I hope this is helpful. You might have other expenses like maybe you go do something fun that costs money, maybe go to a movie. Maybe you have a subscription to something you have to pay that day. So keep track, and it calculates for you. Like say I have $10 here, $100 there. See how it's adding up down here? So it will do the math for you. So you just keep track, 3 days total. So if on Monday, on Tuesday, and on Wednesday, maybe I went to the grocery store every single day, spent $20 each of the times, and that's going to be $60 total for those 3 days. I hope that makes sense. So after I do that, you'll go to the financial calculator. It's on the Provident Living .org website, and I love this website. So bookmark it, make sure you go to it often. There's calculators to help you explore those different calculators that will teach you, such as paying off debts. If you have some debts and you want to know how much do I need to pay each month to get those paid off, and how long is it going to take to pay them off, you go there. Maybe I have a loan I'm trying to pay off. Maybe I want to have it paid off in 6 months instead of a year. How much do I need to pay each month? Retirement. Maybe you want to see, if I want to have this amount of money by the end of my retirement, or by the time I retire, how much do I need to put away each month? So those are really neat calculators. You need to spend at least 20 minutes. That means 20 minutes or more. So you can spend 20, 30, an hour. It's in your best interest to spend time there. And then you need to explore at least 3 links, 3 of those, and then type in some, even if it's hypothetical, like not actual amounts, just play around with it. Or if you have the actual amounts to fill in on those calculators, do that. And then let me know in your application activity which ones you looked into. So remember, you need to do 3. Sometimes I have people just explore 1. Some people look at all of them, so that would be great too. But you're only required to look into 3. Okay, so that's kind of this week in a nutshell. There's an idiom that you may not use in your language. That's like a short version of what we'll be going through this week. I wanted to show you, before I do your English tip, I want to show you a tool that might be helpful here as we are getting into the last few weeks of the semester. I want you to look at your grade and say, okay, am I going to get the grade I want? Maybe I want an A. Where am I at right now? What do I need to get on my future assignments in the next weeks to get that A? So I'm going to come up and change. I'm going to be a test student. I'm going to take my camera off for a second so that you can focus on this and not get distracted by my bothering with my face there. Okay, so if I'm a student, I'm going to come here to Course Menu and come to Grades. And it's going to spin for a second, and then it will go there. Now, hopefully yours doesn't look like mine, but this is just a test student. So I want you to see at the top when you come here, I haven't clicked yet, but I just put my little cursor over that, and it says What If Calculator. This is a neat tool. If I click there, it lets me fill in different scores for the assignments that I have not turned in yet, and then it will give me all of the ones that we still have not done. CL is your concluding lesson, so that's your last week. So if you'll look up here, as I enter different scores, my projected percentage will come up. So maybe I say, okay, I'm going to do the end of course evaluation, so say I get 100% there. Maybe as I look at study skill for lesson 12, I would hope I'd get 100%. If you go in and fill in all 100%, or or 1,000%, you know that you might not be able to make it to, maybe you've attended all the gatherings, but you know that you have one gathering you can't go to unless in 11 week. Maybe I put a 0 and just see what it will do to my grades if I get all other 100%. And then we'll come up here and it should change your percentage. So anyway, that is a wonderful tool that I would highly recommend that you get in and start figuring out what you need to do to get the grade that you want. Maybe you've missed some assignments, so you say, okay, I'm going to commit to get 100%, or maybe close to it. Maybe I give myself, what if I get 90% on all the next assignments? What will that do for my grade? Let me know if you have questions. I want to help you with that. The last thing that I want to show you is just as I look through your vocabulary quizzes and how your sentences there is where I use to give feedback on grammar and sentence structure. I'm going to talk about these 3 types of sentences, and the next week I'll talk about those ones. So I'm actually just going to hide them so it's not distracting. One thing is there are lots of different sentences. There's subject and verb sentences, and that's where you have a subject, like here it's the boy, He's our subject. I'm going to say our subject's always going to be in red. And the verb we'll do in blue. That doesn't look like blue, does it? Let's do a bright blue. Okay. So I'm going to look through and find the subject in all these. The boy plays. He's the subject, the noun. Jack is a subject. So I'm going to say Jack eats and Sarah sits. And then the verb is what that subject is doing. It's like an action. So here, he plays. And the next one, Jack eats. Sarah sits. That's just a simple sentence with a subject and a verb. All sentences need a subject and a verb to be a sentence. So you can see that even though this one's really short, it's a sentence because it has a subject, which is a noun, and a verb. So if Sarah sits, that's a complete sentence. Then we have down here, sometimes you have a subject, a verb, and then another object. So the girl, I'm not going to do the colors because that will take me forever, but the girl is our subject. What is she doing? The girl pets the cat. That means she's taking her hand and stroking the fur. The girl pets is our verb. I'll show underline our verb, that's easy. The cat is the object. Because we say the girl pets. If we just had that as the sentence, take that out, if that makes sense. The girl pets. It has a subject, a verb, but it leaves you hanging. You're not sure what she pets. So we need an object. And that is why, let's see if I can do that real quick. That's why we have the girl pets the cat. And I could even build that whole thing. The cat is our object. Okay? I is our subject. Love, that's a verb. It's an action to love something. What do I love? That's my object. Apples. Bill is my subject. What does he do? What's his action? Bill kicks the ball. What is he doing? He kicks. And what does he kick? I'm going to put the ball. That's my object. So those are different. So making sure that we are having a subject and a verb, and then don't leave the verb hanging if there's an object it needs to have. And remember, we learned last week we need an article, so we can't just say Bill kicks ball. It needs to say Bill kicks the ball. The girl pets the cat. We don't want to say the girl, the cat, because we say it doesn't make sense. We don't know what she does with the cat. And so we need to make sure we have pets. I'm going to show you one more. Sorry, this video is kind of long. I think I say that every week. Sometimes we have a subject and a verb, and then an adjective. An adjective is describing the subject. Lisa, she's my noun, my person, is. Did you know that is could be a verb? It's an important one that sometimes gets left off and can be hard when learning a second language. Lisa is, what is she? The adjective to explain, to describe Lisa is pretty. Okay? Lisa is pretty. That's a subject, a verb, an adjective. So I want to show you, if that sentence just said Lisa pretty, that's not a complete sentence because we're missing our verb. Is the verb, connects the two. I know it seems weird because it's not necessarily an action you can see, but that's a being verb that is needed. You can't just say they nice, they are nice. That nice is explaining they. That means a group of people, more than one. If I wanted to say he, I want to say he are nice. We had a lesson on this. He are nice. If it's just one person, he, instead of a group, it's he is. Because is whenever we have singular. They are is what we use when it's plural. That's the they, because there's a group of them. I hope that makes sense. So he is nice. I can't just say, this is fun. What if I didn't have that verb? That verb is critical, or else it just says this fun. We're missing the verb that connects the two. What? This is fun. I am sad. Am is my verb. And sad describes I. It's like me. I am sad. So am. So remember, am is when it's singular. because it's just me, just one. If I'm saying